could, I could cover this information myself and show you the footage, but if why reinvent the wheel, as they say? Work smarter, not harder. She put this together. This is Lisa Haven. I've been following her for years. I first discovered her through Pastor Paul Begley because they used to collaborate, and I guess every now and then they still do. But this was going on probably 11 years ago. So I follow her every now and then. I used to follow her. I mean, watch her videos a lot. But a lot of stuff she covers is stuff I already see out there, and I don't cover it. But I wanted to cover this because this pertains to Georgia, Florida, Alabama, four states under an advisory under a heart attack inducing chemical that's been released into the air. Yeah. There's a group on Facebook. It's a local group that I've been seeing a lot of their posts today. They're like, why is this? And it's the next town over. It's a group that is from the next county over, talking about all this smoke in the air and what's going on with all this smoke in the air? Why is the sky so hazy? Which is weird because one county over, well, I'm one county away over, and I look up and I'm not seeing that. But a lot of people are seeing hazy, smoky skies, and they're wondering what the hell's going on. Well, the story goes, there's a lot of wildfires, put that in quote, wildfires, burning in South Georgia and northern Florida. What the hell is in South Georgia? A ton of farms. I mean, and things that make you go, Northern Florida, a lot of wildfires. I've never heard of South Georgia and northern Florida getting wildfires, but maybe I missed something over the last 56 years that I've been on Earth. But then also you got this chemical plant, massive plumes of toxins. Oopsie-daisy, a chemical plant in Conyers, Georgia, went on fire, hellfire, releasing, well, let Lisa Haven explain it to you.
Right now, they've kind of shifted a little bit. It was Alabama, Florida, Georgia, New Mexico was in there before, but since there is wind and all of that, there is a huge chunk of area that you guys need to be aware of. You need to see what is going on here, especially if you live in those states. Take a look at this, and this is on the dailymail.co.uk. This was just published today, April 22nd. Stay inside advisories issued across
They love their stay inside,
US
don't they?
Says heart attack causing toxins fill the air. Thousands of Americans are breathing in toxins on Wednesday morning, prompting advisories to stay indoors whenever possible. Air quality maps show unhealthy zones in Georgia, Alabama, Florida, and New Mexico with elevated levels of PM 2.5, microscopic particles consisting of toxin organic compounds or heavy metals emitted from vehicles, industry, and wood burning.
Heavy metals being emitted from airplanes is what should be said also with the chemtrails, but I digress.
Hazardous conditions. Unhealthy air quality advisors are concentrated across parts of central southern Georgia, where several mid-sized cities and surrounding rural
Oopsie-daisy, chemical plant, massive fire. Oops.
So I've got a whole lot to show you regarding this map.
All these chemicals being released into the atmosphere. My bad, my mistake.
Particularly in the counties closest to the Georgia border, where drifting smoke has pushed pollution levels into an unhealthy territory. In southern New Mexico, a separate unhealthy air zone has developed around a major population center and nearby communities where dust and pollution have driven up air quality to dangerous levels. Now, health experts are cautioning that prolonged exposure can trigger respiratory problems, aggravate asthma, strain the heart, contribute to long-term.
Maybe add a little frequencies from their cell towers too, as you're being sprayed with the chemtrails. Listen, it's amazing we're alive. It's amazing that we're still here. But you can't tell me that this is all an accident. It's not. A massive fire at a food processing plant, or many of them, I've covered that over the last few years. Train derailments, oil refineries going up in smoke, planes hitting. What was that? General Mills cereal plant in Georgia, like in the Atlanta area. And I live in Georgia. Conyers chemical plant. I mean, it's not a stone's throw from where I'm at, but it's like an hour and 15 minutes. I mean, I'm just saying, this is insane. And wildfires in South Georgia, hell far, you know what's going on. This is all part of their agenda. All part of the agenda. If they can actually blow up a chemical plant or cause a massive fire at a chemical plant and get maybe 1 million people sick and croaking and a sudden heart attack? Shit. Under the guise of an accident at a factory, a chemical factory? That's a win-win for them. You can't tell me this shit's a mistake. I don't want to hear that shit. Wildfires. Bullshit. Wildfires. It's bullshit. They're doing it.
Lung damage. Authorities in all affected states are urging their residents to minimize activity outdoor. And
because
these
they want
are
you
likely
indoors.
to persist through the weekend, by the way, with smoke from multiple active wildfires drifting across the state lines.
Yeah, you can't enjoy your weekend.
Take precaution this week if you live in those states. But what is causing it, and what exactly are these levels, and how deep does it go? Well, I'm going to get into that. But just a quick break from my sponsor. Wall Street doesn't lose money. So what exactly is going on, and what does it mean that people are breathing in these PM 2.5s? Well, for starters, as you saw in that article a moment ago, health experts right now are warning children, especially older adults and people with more specifically heart and lung conditions, to stay indoors because there is a danger outside in those areas. Even healthy people can experience irritation and breathing problems.
How does staying indoors? I mean, yeah, it offsets the impact, but doesn't air come in from outside? You got your air conditioner on. Is that filter really going to filter out all the heart attack causing chemicals? As Figure and Fiction would say.
With this alert in place, right? So this is kind of what is going on. Let me actually show you the map here because it changes throughout the day. I'll leave a link in the description box below for this map. That way, if you're in the area, you can check it daily and see what the situation is outside. But here we go. You can kind of see this is the map of the United States of America. It's zoomed in a little bit. You can see Florida down there. This whole yellow part is not anything really to be concerned about. It's average. There's some baseline there, but it's that red color that is going to be a little more concerning. And you can see right now it's in about Alabama, Georgia, and then we've got a little orange one here in Jacksonville, Florida, but it's been kind of moving along there through New Mexico as well. And here's the one in Jacksonville. You can see a little orangish color there. But what do these colors mean? Right, I've got this all showing up. Well, let me show you. The colors. I'm going to jump ahead of myself. So here's what the colors mean to kind of give you an idea. Moderate, the yellow that you're seeing all over the map, and just a flashback. That's a huge chunk of the area that basically covers nearly, a huge chunk of the United States of America. That's not so much what we're concerned about because yellow.
I don't know what's going on. Another commercial.
If we jump back to right here, is moderate. Some people who may be unusually sensitive to particle pollution. So it's just going to affect very sensitive people, right? And they say it's a good day to be active outside. For that orange group, it's unhealthy for sensitive groups, right? Well, we're beyond the orange right now. We're on the red, where it's actually unhealthy for everyone. Avoid long or intense outdoor activities. Consider rescheduling or moving activities indoors, or reduce intense activities outside. Take more breaks and all of that. Now, we have multiple times in the past been in a very unhealthy area as well as a hazardous. We have had these situations multiple times here in the United States of America. But either way, once you pass this point here, you're kind of in that unhealthy area that affects everyone. And these are the precautions. So you can see this number goes to about 200. So what exactly are the numbers there in Georgia? I pulled them up. 158 in Atlanta. We have Columbus City, 159. Douglas, 169. McCon, 184. That was really high, folks. Warner Robins, 163. Jump on over to Florida. Right now, it's just reading that in Jacksonville, 126 in that area. And I think Alabama was another one. And they change. So if it's something that you want to check on, you can as well. But that's kind of the state of what is going on. But what is causing all of this? Well, there is a great deal of smoke in central Georgia. In fact, I'm going to show you a picture here I pulled up on a news article here, and this is a News 4 Jax. You can see some of the smoke. And I wish some of you guys could post the pictures below, but I don't think you can do that in the comments. But anyway, there are some of the photos that we're getting across Northeast Florida and some of these states, right? But what's going on? Well, Here's an article that kind of tells us why. 13WMAZ.com. What's the deal with the smoke in central Georgia? Here's what you need to know. And
again, this group that I belong to is from the next county over, and that's all they're posting about: the smoke, the smoke, the smoke. And as people talking about this, it's really bad. This is all done on purpose. I've never seen anything like this. Well, yes, I have. I have seen stuff similar to this in recent years, in the last 5 years. But before that, I've been down here since 1981, up until maybe 2019, 2020. I've never seen... Do you remember Gatlinburg? Do you remember the big fire over there? And it was like it was going to devour Pigeon Forge in Gatlinburg, but it stopped right. It stopped basically in Gatlinburg's backyard, the wildfires. In Helen, Georgia, which is like a mini Gatlinburg, there were wildfires there. I've never heard of that, but this was around the same time as it was hitting Gatlinburg. And I thought that was mighty strange. Never heard of that before. In Helen, which is northern Georgia, or Gatlinburg, which is Tennessee, the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area. But it didn't. The fires just happened to stop in the backyard, literally, of the hotels in Gatlinburg. I thought that was very strange. If you know, as they say. I'm looking at you, Beast System. You're doing this. You're doing all of this on purpose.
This was just published, by the way, very recently, April 22nd. That is today. Today is April 22nd. But it goes on to state this, that if you woke up this morning and thought, what's the deal with all the smoke? You're not alone. A drought and dry conditions in most of Georgia has caused some wildfires. And smoke is being blown all the way to central Georgia, right? So this is kind of what they're getting regarding that area. In fact, it goes on to say that there is an estimated 27,000 acres of wildfire in air.
How much wildlife is being affected? How many farms are being devoured or affected, huh? You heard how many acres? 27,000. It's funny how they say, a drought causes fire. Okay, we haven't had rain here in a couple of weeks, so if I take a Bic lighter or something like that, if I drop a match on my grass or by trees, it can go up in flames. Should I do the test tomorrow? Should I do the test tomorrow and show you that that's bullshit? Oh, someone in the forest was walking and dropped a cigarette and everything went ablaze. Bullshit. You know what's going on. No, we know what's going on. Are they doing the Agenda 2030?
Areas of South Georgia, according to the Georgia Forestry Association. Smoke from these fires may be drifting into areas of central Georgia. Now, they have put a ban on burning for now in certain counties there in Georgia as well. But Baldwin County has posted on social media about the smoke in the area. They said they are monitoring the situation, and if anyone sees fire or smoke that appears to be local, call 911. Now, the National Weather Service has also come out, and they're saying that the smoke could also be coming from active wildfires along the Big Bend area of Florida. They said that the smoke and haze would likely push north as far as metro Atlanta. And then they go on to give you, obviously, some safety tips, and those are fairly basic. And then it even goes on to detail the air quality. What does that mean for you? Which I kind of dove into already, but this gives you a little bit of an extension. Smoke outside means the air quality has degraded and possibly can become dangerous, according to the National Weather Service. Their advice for poor air quality is this. So this is from the National Weather Service if you're in those areas. Limit your outdoor time. Stay inside with windows and doors closed. Avoid strenuous activities like running and exercise. Run your AC continuously, and if possible, install a high-efficiency air filter. They say that...
Why would you say run your, pro tip, run your AC continuously? Could it be that if you go inside your home and you're running your AC continuously, that they know that your filter is not going to filter all this poison out, and it's kind of like a gas chamber? I mean, that just sounds weird to me. Because stay in your home, and they actually went out of their way to say, and run your air conditioner continuously. Why would you even bring... I would say close your windows, Common sense, if it's hot and you have air conditioning on, put it on. That goes without saying, but why would they say run it continuously? I think that's kind of strange. Gas chamber. Your own prison, your home. I don't know. Could be reading into things. I could be reading
staying
into
inside
things.
with windows and doors closed without an air conditioner may be dangerous.
Okay.
Seek alternative shelter. Don't burn anything. If you have chronic health problems and are older or have children, you need to call and talk to your doctor. So this is where we are at. And by the way, they've got a map of some of the wildfires. This is like an interactive map there in Georgia. You can see all the advisory numbers, the big numbers they have there, the map itself. And the red ones are some of the areas that are more on alert than others regarding this entire map. So kind of a cool little map, to say the least. Anyhow, wanted to bring all of that to you, give you a huge heads up that is going on today. And like they said, they predict it could go on the weekend. So if you're out there, please protect yourself. Keep yourself, especially if you are one of those sensitive people, elderly and sensitive, or even young and sensitive.
All right, on a weekend.
But with all of that, I love you all.
And, weekend when people try to go out and let their hair down, don't go outside on the weekend.
Public. Got great information that we are sharing on this. I've got 2 amazing posts that I'm going to be sharing.
All right, that's what I got for you right there. And then I want to show you this little gem. This is supposedly Kroger's ad that they put out. I haven't seen it. But then again, I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube, and the Kroger ads on YouTube might be different than the ones they show on TV. Or this could be AI, or it could just be moving rice crawling along his screen on the steak. I don't know. Or it could just be Kroger is telling us something about bugs as they show it crawling over the meat. What do you think? But you got moving rice. Now, if you don't know what that is, I made a video over 10 years ago about moving rice. Moving rice. What is moving rice? Inching along the floor, along the garbage and all that. Well, it looks like a grain of rice, but it's alive. You know what that is, right? Right? That's what you see right here. Now, I don't know if it's AI. I don't know if he purposely orchestrated this on his screen to overlay the commercial, the meat. I don't know if it's AI. I don't know. But you do know they want us to eat the bugs. This is disgusting.
So Kroger put out a TV ad. Watch this.
You can save big in every aisle at Kroger. Right now, the USDA Choice Bone
right there.
Are those bugs
that looks like moving rice
crawling across that meat?
Look at that. Hold on a second.
Save big in every aisle at Kroger. Right now, the USDA Choice Bone Ribeye.
Are those bugs
inching along?
Crawling across that meat?
USDA Choice Bone Ribeye.
Are those bugs?
That's moving rice right there.
Crawling across that
That's
meat?
Disgusting.
I can't believe it. If you look right there.
You see it right there.
How did they miss that?
What?
That's disgusting.
Well, you eat the bugs along with the meat, and then eventually they phase out the meat, and then you just eat the bugs. It's sick.